Hey everyone. So women always tell me that they're afraid to lift heavy weights because they don't want to get that bulky look. They'll see a CrossFitter girl who, works out quite a bit and they can see that she's pretty bulked up. Now I can tell you that lifting heavy won't get you bulky. Eating an overload will get you bulky. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you why you want to lift heavy in order to get a toned, sexy body, and what actually causes you to bulk up and get that unattractive, bulky look that most women hate. So before I get into what causes a woman to bulk up if they lift heavy weights, I want to talk to you guys about the benefits of lifting heavy weights. So a lot of times girls will go down the street and they'll say, "Wow, that girl's arms look incredible," or "I want to have legs like that." And the way that person got those legs and arms is not by lifting low weight for high amount of reps, like the normal thought process is. What they actually did was they lift amount of weights in order to build muscle. And that's the benefit number one that we have, is lifting heavy weights will build muscle. Now, in order to show off the muscle in your arms and to show off the muscle in your legs, you actually have to build muscle. In order to do that, you need to lift heavy. You need to be in a hypertrophy type rep range. So most of the time it's about 8 to 12 reps. You can go above or below that just a little bit, but that's kind of the rep range you want to be in order to build muscle. Now the second thing that lifting heavy does is it helps you become insulin sensitive. So what does that mean? Well, insulin sensitive means that you're able to take up the glucose in your bloodstream a little bit easier. Now a lot of people in the US are overweight and obese. And the number one reason why that is because most people are insulin resistant. Now you can think of an extreme case of insulin resistance as a diabetic. And also with weight training and lifting heavy, you actually become more insulin resistant or more insulin sensitive. You're actually able to uptake glucose better, and anything that you eat doesn't get stored in fat, it actually gets stored into the muscle, which is what you want in order to be healthy. And the third benefit that comes with lifting heavy weights is your metabolism will speed up. And the primary reason why your metabolism speeds up is because you're starting to build more muscle. Muscle makes your metabolism increase. And so if you don't have any muscle, your metabolism stays at a baseline. Once you start building muscle, your metabolism starts to go up, and therefore you're able to burn more calories throughout the day. So that's another huge benefit of lifting heavy. The fourth benefit is, my favorite, is you actually become stronger. Now, my wife isn't the strongest person when I first met her. She couldn't even put her own luggage, her suitcase carrier, into the overhead compartment on an airplane. Not that great, right? She really couldn't kind of fend for herself or take care of herself. Ever since she started lifting heavy, she's now been able to get the strength that now, big thing for her, is to put her luggage in the overhead compartment, carry groceries home, feel like she can actually take care of herself. And that's another big advantage for lifting heavy. Now, I know you guys are kind of wondering, lifting heavy, yes, but what causes me to bulk up? Well, in the next part of this series, I'm going to explain to you exactly why women tend to get that bulky look when they do lift heavy and how to absolutely avoid it. Now let's get into why a woman would bulk up if she lifts heavy. Now, so the first thing that would happen is when you lift heavy, you're going to build muscle. Okay, we kind of just explained why that happens. Lift heavy, build muscle. Then what happens is your metabolism starts to speed up. When your metabolism starts to speed up, you then get hungrier, which makes you overeat. Now, when women start to work out, build muscle, metabolism starts to build up, they start to get feeling hungrier, and they start to eat more than they're normally accustomed to. When they eat more than they're accustomed to, or more than their baseline, they're actually going to start to put on mass. So you can think of it this way. So say if your calorie intake is 2,000 in order to maintain your body weight, most women will actually eat 2,500 to 3,000 or more And what that is going to cause you to do, if you're in this 500 calorie surplus, well, that's going to cause you to build muscle, but it's also going to cause you to put on some fat. In order to avoid that, in order to make sure that you build a muscle without getting that bulky look and without gaining that fat, you need to still be in somewhat of a calorie deficit. So again, we're going to start with this 2,000 calories, what you want. In order to avoid bulking up, you're going to have to still be in a calorie deficit. You're probably going to have to eat around 1,700, 1,500 to about 1,700 calories in order to get that lean, toned, sexy look you want. So it's not lifting weights that causes a woman to get bulky. It's the fact that when they lift heavy, they build muscle, the metabolism speeds up. When the metabolism speeds up, they get hungrier, which tends to cause them to go over their baseline caloric value by about 500 to 1,000, which then causes them to gain fat, which then gives you that unattractive, bulky look. If you're looking for that sexy, lean, toned look for most women, you're going to want to lift heavy, but then also start to figure out your nutrition. You kind of want to start to get your body into a calorie deprivation. You want to start eating good nutrition, so eating whole foods, eating lots of vegetables, and even really trying to limit those carbohydrates as much as possible. Now, there are several other strategies to help you avoid getting bulk or putting you in that calorie surplus. One of my favorite strategies that I like to use with my clients is something called fasted cardio. So fasted cardio means you won't eat for you'll do something called intermittent fasting, which means you won't eat for about a 16-hour period. Once you're close to that 16-hour mark, so hour about 14 or so, you're going to do a little bit of cardio. Now, this cardio doesn't mean going out and running and jogging 4 to 5 miles. Fasted cardio, and what I'm talking about, is actually a pretty slow, I would say a slow, steady walk. Okay? So what I like to do fasted cardio is I'll have my dinner probably around 5 p.m. And then I won't eat again until the next day, until about 11 a.m. So when I wake up, I'll actually take my dogs on a 1 hour walk. 1 hour walk. So nothing too crazy, just walking my dogs, enjoying the outside, and that's going to count as my fasted cardio. Now, I do want to stress that if you do this and you decide, okay, I'm not going to listen to Josh, I'm going to do my fasted cardio, but I want to get more bang for my buck and I'm actually going to go run. Well, when you run and you exert yourself more in a fasted state, you're going to start to burn or lose that muscle that you just worked so hard to create. So that's not something you want to do. If you run or do any type of jogging or sprinting, not in a fasted state. You only want to keep this as a slow, steady pace of a nice, easy walk, and that's it. So again, walking the dogs is a great example. Now, to make fasted cardio even more effective, there's 2 things you can combine before it in order to get more bang for your buck. The first thing is black coffee. Now, when you're in a fasted state, your blood sugar starts to decrease and your insulin levels start to decrease and your body starts to use fat more for energy. So what black coffee does is it actually starts to help mobilize those fat stores a little bit better. So the fat stores that have that's everywhere in your body, black coffee will help mobilize them. Now, and then another supplement that I like to use is something called carnitine. I specifically like a product called Carnitol from Jarrow. And you can actually get this off of Amazon. And now what carnitine does is once you start to mobilize those fat stores, carnitine starts to help utilize those fat stores into energy and starts to put it actually into the mitochondria. So with fasted cardio, you do a slow walk. Beforehand, you drink a cup of black coffee. Don't add any sugar or cream or anything in it. That's going to help mobilize your fat stores even more. The carnitine is then going to help use the fat cells into the mitochondria, and the walk is also going to help burn those fat cells. So just to quickly recap, it's not lifting heavy weights that a woman gets bulky. It's lifting heavy weights, getting hungrier, overeating, and then the overeating causing fat gain for a woman to get bulky. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel right now. Also, I have a free 1-month program that teaches women just like you how to get that lean, toned, and sexy look. The link will be down below. All you have to do is click on the link, put in your email address, and we'll send you the free program to download immediately. Thank you so much all for watching.